How's it going there, everybody? It's Mr. Zen over here, bringing you guys a brand new Nanatsu no Taizai chapter discussion. And for today's segment, guys, we're going to be talking about this chapter 221, folks, as we're actually getting more and more closer to the reveal of Elizabeth's character overall, and like in general, as to what's been going on with her character, as to why she's being reincarnated, or as to more of the reasoning as to what's going on with Elizabeth's character, with Meliodas as well, because it seems that Meliodas in this chapter was very, very ambiguous when it comes to Elizabeth's past. And and even throughout the whole entire lore itself, you see Elizabeth still being kept, from her past. She's kept hidden as the chapters progress. But the thing that makes it very interesting is because of the fact that the overall presence every single time Elizabeth is faced with, every single time, either it's finding the 7 deadly sins, fighting the 10 commandments, just like an overall enemy is always around that is actually in disabling, Meliodas and Elizabeth from actually interacting in a proper way. Now, like I said, chapter 221 was a little bit, like I said, a little bit more on the comic relief part, as like I said, they're still trying to actually transition into more of the heavy battle that's going to be coming on forth, and that is Zeldris. Because Zeldris, folks, this character is the last commandment, and Zeldris himself, it seems that we're still kept at like on the side as to what Zeldris' powers may be, even though he holds all the powers of the Demon King himself. And that's what I'm wondering too. Okay, after they defeat, let's say they do defeat Zeldris. Okay, let's say they do. I'm here wondering, what's gonna happen? Is the Demon King gonna be resurrected? Is the Demon King gonna send another spawn? Or is the Goddess Clan gonna come back? Like I said, it's just all this speculation is kind of giving us a lot of reasonings as to like, are the 7 deadly sins actually fighting for the right cause? Because remember, back in the 3,000 years ago, it seemed like it kind of was favoring the Demon Clan as being the good guys instead of the Goddess Clan. Like, it was very interesting to say that the least. But for this chapter, it was mostly focused on Elizabeth, on that part. Well, what Elizabeth and Meliodas together, what I'm kind of like a little bit irritated, like I said, folks, is the fact that why is Meliodas keeping himself bottled up? Why is his emotions keep bottling? And that is because of the fact that, guys, that is because Meliodas is afraid of Elizabeth learning the truth. Maybe it's something has to do with, maybe she has a curse placed upon her, or maybe Elizabeth might not actually be able to handle as to her reincarnation cycle every single time, so maybe that might be a shocker to her mental state. So maybe that it might change that blissful persona that she has right now in terms of what Meliodas likes, that he wants her to be in that very happy state and does not want her to be in a very depressed. Yes, her mentality could be a little bit weaker than Meliodas due to the fact that Meliodas he's seen hell. Honestly, he's been through hell, and seeing Elizabeth saying that, like, you could probably think that maybe he doesn't want that these kind of emotions and stress packed on top of her. But needless to say, still very interesting, even though the fact that all this is going on. And the comic relief part through the whole entire chapter, folks, was the fact that Meliodas, when he told Elizabeth, like, I don't know nothing about your past, so I don't know what you're talking about, even though he was kind of just siding away from her. Bon and King were there kind of just jabbing at Meliodas, saying, that's not how you treat a lady, man. You gotta be a little bit more friendly there, hint, hint. But of course, Meliodas kind of punches Bon in the gut, and he actually punches King, actually flicks King so hard that leaves a bruise, because of the fact it's not something that they should be meddled with, but it's the fact that they're his best friends, and they're trying to tell him, there's gonna be a time that Meliodas will have to do that. He will have to tell Elizabeth sooner or later. And that's something that Bon and King were kind of emphasizing the fact that, when is he gonna tell her? I mean, for Pete's sakes, Meliodas. If it's not now, it's gonna be later. So Meliodas he's just denying the inevitable outcome of itself. Now, last topic too, guys, that I do want to talk about, now that we got all that chit chat out of the way, is the fact that now we're gonna talk about is what's going on with Zeldris with Elizabeth, because the next chapter is going to be involved with that. Now, I'm kind of hoping for, folks, is the fact that maybe Zeldris he's going to be actually showing as to, like, maybe Elizabeth was the fact that she's the one that caused all the Demon Clan to actually bottle up. Because remember, guys, Gauther himself has stated that, I don't know if you guys are ready to actually hear the truth. I don't know if if anybody is out there, like, you know, like ready to accept it, actually, as a matter of fact, because maybe Gowther might have done a deal with Elizabeth herself in her previous reincarnation, that maybe that's why Elizabeth is actually holding us to a very high and powerful goddess clan member, and maybe that's why Elizabeth's blood was the one that actually opened the seal too, because she's the one that probably was the one that casted everybody aside, because of the fact that she's able to reincarnate every single time. It makes sense, honestly, and maybe that's why Zeldris has this very overlying grudge, because not because of the fact that MacLeod has turned sides from the demon clan itself, but more the fact that, you know, she's the cause of everything that's going all around. Like I said, Elizabeth's character was kept a mystery throughout the whole entire series so far, so shedding some light into this will be very interesting. But I would say that's about it for my thoughts, folks, because like I said, I'm kind of stunned as to what else Nakaba says can actually show us. But let me know down in the comments below, guys, what are you guys' thoughts on Elizabeth and Zeldris actual discussion later in the next chapter, because that's coming up soon this Friday. So I'm wondering as to what you guys' thoughts also on the fact that what was his role with Elizabeth. That's what I'm kind of hoping that they're gonna actually be showcasing. But like I said, let me know down in the comments below, guys. And as always, guys, if you guys enjoy my content, don't forget to give a like, comment, share, and subscribe for more Nanatsu no Taizai chapter discussions. And as always, guys, hope to see you guys again in the next video. But peace out, folks.